You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible. All right, folks, welcome back to Roland Martin Unfiltered. Every Tuesday, we normally feature a black-owned business. Today, though, we want to talk with John Hope. He is the founder of Operation Hope. There's a major initiative that he is announcing, an exclusive right here on Roland Martin Unfiltered. John has been doing amazing work raising credit scores of people through Operation Hope. They've been helping thousands across the country. John, how you doing?
I'm all good, man, and as you know, we've had thousands involved in this Hope Global Forum last 2 days. I'm worn out, but I would not think about stopping or falling out without having a conversation with Roland Martin and announcing this to your audience exclusively for black content, a black content creator for which you are, in my opinion, the premier.
Well, first of all, I'm a little worn out, too. I've done a couple of party Zooms for Global Hope Forum. The hour before my show, I had to do it from the car yesterday. I did it from the car here because I'm here in Raleigh, North Carolina. So, look, we going to get it in how we need to get it in. We've had you on talking about black businesses, PPP. How do we stand up black businesses? How do we grow capacity? What's this major announcement that you unveiled today?
Yeah, coming to you exclusively for Black America, for the video voice for our community, the Roland Martin. We've been talking about what needs to happen, but now we need to move from talking to doing. So I am proud to announce today that as a means of achieving social justice through increased parity of ownership of business, that we have, Operation Hope has today announced a partnership for $127 million with the second largest e-commerce company in the world, Shopify. As our first partner, is not our only partner, but our first partner, our first signature partner, Shopify, has committed $127 million. Operation Hope is adding some numbers onto that, so it'll be about $150 million when we finish, but $127 million to stand up 1 million new black businesses over 10 years. So this is not a one-day initiative, Roland. It's not Black Business Month. It's not Black Business Day. It's not, we're going to try. No, it's a decade, but serious. 10 years, which we, as you know, you and I talked about this. We call this the third reconstruction period. This next period of 2030, 2020, 2030. It's the 1 MBB initiative, 1 million Black Business Initiative. People can go to hope1mbb.org. The website is up. And we're going to ladder up new black businesses and support them to be real and substantive. We can get into the details of that if you like. One of our partners, our community partners, national community partners, is the 100 Black Men of America. Our brother Tommy Dortch, chairman, where they will provide black mentors to these black businesses. Half of 100 Black Men members, I believe you're a member, are also business owners. So you follow what you see, or you model what you see. So we think it was good to have black business owners as part of this mix.
John, you said stand up 1 million black businesses. We hear a lot of people in Trump's so-called platinum plan, I call it the aluminum foil plan, talks about creating more black businesses. Joe Biden's Lift Every Voice plan, talking about creating more black businesses. You and I have talked about this here. My problem is not the question of do we need more black businesses. We need black businesses that have the technical skill set and can build and grow capacity. The last thing we need are more black businesses that have one employee and that are doing $54,000 in revenue, and that's it. No, we need businesses that have 5, 10, 20, 50, 100 employees or even more. That is the key. How do we grow black businesses?
Yeah, and you're one of very few people in the media who actually understands the details of what they're talking about. versus giving a soundbite. You actually are classically trained, or you've self-trained yourself in business, and you're almost like an unofficial economist. You understand, you've got underneath these numbers, you understand when something's real and when something's not. 96% of all Black businesses today are sole proprietorships with no employee. So you're really a self-employment project. And when PPP comes along, you can't take advantage of it because you don't have employees. There's no overhead for you to offset. That's what PPP covered. You don't have books and records that you can grab from. You don't have a banker that can get you in the front of the line because we think a banker is the teller at the bank branch, not a private banker or somebody that's assigned to you. We don't have a business manager. We don't have an accountant. We have no support system. We can't really build generational wealth, and we can't create jobs. And that's we're winning the battle and losing the war. And when that person passes on, or when that contract work wears out, when they got a contract from the city of whatever, when they retired there to do graphic work, when the person who hired them retires or they pass on, the contract's over, the business is done. You're back to zero. We're going to step back from this, Roland. Would you mind explaining how this works?
No, go ahead. Absolutely. That's
right.
why we got you here, because there's somebody who's watching right now who is in desperate need of these resources to grow their business. Yeah. Now, I know people are going to sit here and go, did I just hear this right? Right. Did this brother just say he's going to help me stand up a business? Is there a catch? No catch. Won't cost you a dime, but you got to invest your time. You got to be serious about this paradigm shift. Here's how it goes. You get a hold of Operation Hope on the Hope in Hand app, on our 1MBB website, Hope 1MBB, 1millionblackbusiness.org, on operationhope.org, on our 1-800 line. But I prefer you do it online so that your information is properly registered. Okay? Excuse me. And now you're in our system. And then you go into our Hope Business in a Box small business training program, or our entrepreneurship training program. As you know, Roland, those two things are different. Entrepreneurship and small business are parallel, but they're different. We get you trained up for free. We help you to create a business plan for free. When you graduate from that 700 credit score program, get your credit score up for free, all sponsored. Then you graduate from that program, and you now can start an e-commerce business. Shopify will give you a domain name for free, website for free, e-storefront for free, digital storefront. Of course, the world has changed where everybody's gone digital, so we need to catch up. You cannot be a growth company without being a technology company. They will then give you a payment system for free. So Shopify payment system. A license for 4 months for free. Shopify license. And fulfillment through Shopify for free. Delivery of your product for free. I'm getting ahead of myself. I love this part. Black folks are really good at selling. That's one of our brilliant. We can sell anybody anything. We can sell ice to Eskimos. You make your first sale, you get a credit line. I'm going to say this one more time, slowly, so folks in the back of the room can hear it. This is not about your credit score. It's not about how much money you have in the bank. It's not any of the traditional criteria. You get your first sale of this business, and you get a credit line against that sale. You get a second sale, fourth sale, fifth sale, 10th sale. You're now being evaluated based on your ability to grow the business, not on other criteria. Now, that's not enough, as you and I both know. So we have a CPA firm here in Atlanta, Aprio, committed $1.8 million in accounting services today, 50 hours a month for 10 years. That's just one of many firms. So we're going to give each of those businesses 2 hours from the CPA firm, 2 hours from a legal firm, 2 hours from bankers. So First Horizon Bank committed a bunch of bankers, and others will lean in. Now, the banker's not trying to help you with a loan application, because you probably decline. The banker's going to counsel and coach you on how to get your loan application approved on the front end. In other words, designing your business and structuring it so that you can get approved, helping you understand how the game is played. Business management on the front end, 2 hours. Business mentoring through 100 Black Men, 2 hours. And so now we've wrapped a team around you
help you ladder up and to strengthen your business to hopefully be successful. And even if that business happens to fail, Roland, the community still win. Because now we got a resilient mindset. Now there's somebody in your neighborhood, after a decade of standing up 1 million black businesses and 40 million black people, somebody's got somebody in their neighborhood who started a business, run one. We're gonna find a Steve Jobs in that pile somewhere. And that million businesses, there's gonna be some outliers, John Johnsons and all the heroes and sheroes that we admire in business are gonna jump out of that group. But we're going to create a group of African Americans who are like you, resilient, high confident, high self-esteem, about the James Brown version of affirmative action. Open the door, I'll get it myself. A winning attitude. It just changes the way we see ourselves, which is what I focus on in my new book, Up From Nothing, came out a couple weeks ago. So this is wrapping success and a success team around all our aspirations at scale.
In your previous book, you talked about us not getting the memo. One of the things that when we've talked, Reverend Barber and I have said the same thing, that this moment we're in, since the murder of George Floyd, some call it the reckoning. I keep saying, no, we should be framing this as the third Reconstruction. Because if you look at the first Reconstruction, when we did the event, 150th anniversary of Freedmen's Bank, what that was meant to do for freed slaves, and then what it eventually didn't do. Then we go to the second Reconstruction, which is arguably August 28th, really Brown versus Board of Education, 1954 through 1970, going through the various 60s, the three Civil Rights Act, King's assassination, Nixon's election, and affirmative action. The failure of the first Reconstruction and the second Reconstruction was economics. That if you look at what came out of that, wasn't 40 acres and a mule. It wasn't a redistribution of land. It wasn't any of that. Laws were passed in the second Reconstruction. This one has to be about money. This one has to be about how do we change this conversation and not just say, oh, we went from 1.9 million black-owned businesses to 2.6 million black-owned businesses. When we had 1.9, we had 1.8 million that was sole proprietorship, doing $110,000 in revenue. Now we got 700,000 new black-owned businesses, but they're doing half of the same revenue. This has to be a moment where what you're doing with Shopify and what's happening with others, where we're talking about multi-million-dollar deals, billions of dollars, because we're becoming a changing nation. 23 years, we're going to be majority people of color. The money got to change too.
Yeah, we failed, as Ambassador Young said at the forum today. We had Killer Mike, we had T.I., Tony Ressler, the billionaire, Ambassador Young, Lisa Borders at the closing of the Hope Global Forum. Folks can go online and still watch the content all week. Ambassador Young said that he and Dr. King and others in the second Reconstruction succeeded in integrating the lunch counter, but they failed to integrate the money. They failed to integrate the dollar. And the dollar escaped our community. And frankly, with integration, there was no need for just black doctors anymore or black lawyers anymore, because the community was not closed anymore, it was opened up. But we didn't get the self-esteem and the confidence and the resiliency and the belief system and understanding how, as you said, the math and economics and entrepreneurship and the wealth creation works. So we became great consumers, not great producers and owners. And now we're a $1 trillion consumer buying force, but we don't own anything. Roland, I'd argue, you say that it's about money now, and I'm being provocative. I know you know this already. I'd say it's always been about money. Slavery was about money. The word millionaire was created in the slave era. The wealthiest city in the world, as I put in my new book, Up From Nothing, was Natchez, Mississippi in 1850. That was about cotton. That was about slavery. That was about money. Bringing us over here to Africa, from Africa here as agricultural geniuses, because we were not dummies. We were brilliant geniuses of the land. That was about money. The Europeans British coming over here and settling here was about money. They didn't give them titles. They gave them land. That was about money. I'd argue that the first Reconstruction was about money. We missed the memo. The second Reconstruction, the 60s, was also about money. We missed the memo. But Dr. King actually would shut down the economy, Roland, as you well know, in these small towns. The one guy he didn't want arrested was Andrew Young, because Andrew Young was a negotiator. And he'd have Andrew Young go in to meet with the business leaders after the sun went down, after a week or two of successful protesting, where the majority of blacks were in that town, quietly, dignified, no anger. We shut down the economy because it's an unjust. We're serious with unjust laws, and they meet with 100 business leaders. Andrew Young would and cut a deal to take down the whites only signs, not the government taking the other side. The businesses, the J.C. Penney's, Woolworths, and the department stores and the bus companies, which were privately held. They said, look, this may be about white or black, but the color currency is green. I mean, we were probably the first Uber because we had that group of unofficial taxis, black folks who were giving each other rides around town when they wouldn't ride the bus in Montgomery. We probably inspired Uber 50 years ago. And when white folk, when mainstream and white business owners saw the power of us organizing our dollar, they stopped and looked at the issue and said, this is morally wrong, but it's also racism is also bad economics. Let's stop this. And they forced the mayors to knock it off, the governor to knock it off in the 60s. So we got that piece. We got the right to vote. And thank you for wearing and encouraging people to vote today. I want to come back to that for a minute. We got the right to vote. We got middle-class jobs. But still we're writing checks. We're not cashing. We're cashing checks. We're not writing them. In other words, we're the employees, not the employers. And when we became the employers, we were not building wealth. At most, we're getting rich, getting paid. I hate this phrase. We love, I want to get paid. I want this money. I want this paper. What does that mean? That's what you do from 9 to 5. Building wealth is what you do in your sleep. And you need compounding in your sleep to build wealth. You need employees to compound. You need business ownership to compound. You need stocks and bonds, real estate, education, something that is bigger than you that allows you to build wealth in your sleep. So we're at a moment in history, Roland. What are we going to do about it at scale? The guy who made your shirt, can I go on to Shopify? Can I go to his website? Or can the gentleman who was just on? Okay, great. Love this shirt.
Yes.
Can I Google search that and get it and buy it online?
Yep. GreekDesigns.net. Yes, you can.
But as you know, and I love that that's a yes. As you well know, most of our plumbers, electricians, artisans, you can't find a Facebook page. Forget a website, forget an e-commerce. You can't find a Facebook page for them because we're not part of the new economy yet.
One of the things, now again, I want to go back because there's some people who I'm looking at some of the comments and they're like, man, there's got to be a catch here. John, there's got to be a catch here. They already saying, John, I can't trust we can get all that stuff for free. What, $127 million deal with Shopify? Again, reiterating, there's no catch.
There is a catch.
Yeah, you got to do some work. That's the catch.
Well, but also what I've said to banks, listen to me very carefully. What I've said to banks, what I've said to corporations, what I've said to Shopify, we are a future gold mine. Don't you want us as customers? Don't you want to invest in us before somebody else does? Don't you want to platform these businesses and take a risk on us? It's not just good philanthropy, it's good business. What if a few of us catch fire? What if we do good? You're going to benefit from us being sustainable on your platform. As we grow, you grow. Shopify has one black business that they gave like $1,000 line of credit to. And now the last transfer was $500,000. Well, that's 4 years. That business is now, they've gone from doing good to doing well. Doing good was a $1,000 hookup, but doing well was when somebody's doing $500,000 every 2 weeks. But that's a real business, and Shopify is benefiting from that. So it's doing well and doing good. Let's take the accountancy firm. They've donated these hours. Well, what's going to happen after? So when I was at 10 years old, Roland, I started my first business. There was a banker there from Bank of America. They taught me financial literacy in my classroom for free. But where was my first bank account once I made some money? Bank of America. Well, because I remember them from my classroom. So if the accounting firm gives you 2 hours, 4 hours of free time, and you, a year later, 18 months later, you're killing it, who are you going to now pay to be your accountant, to continue to grow that. Probably the firm that hooked you up and got you into business. So it's a great deal because we're moving from philanthropy and handouts to teaching folks to fish at scale and putting some fish in the lake and then showing them there's an ocean outlet that comes from the lake that you can now not just go from just being a rowboat, but own the yacht. And when you own the yacht, you're going to have a crew. You're going to pay for fuel. You're going to, everybody benefits when you grow. So there is a catch. They're banking on the fact that a good portion of these businesses will prosper. And it's exactly what we want. We want people to see us as good investments. Right. And when you have a 700 credit score, by the way, so let's say the Shopify does this deal, but they're not going to finance your truck. They're not going to finance the delivery vehicle you need or the building so we can get your credit score up so that the banks now come in and go, wait a minute, there's a whole pipeline of businesses coming here. We want that pipeline. Whoa, slow down. You got to give Roland Martin in his business, you got to give them prime rate. You can't give Roland Martin an 8%. Roland has a 700 credit score now, or 680. You got to give Roland a 3%, 4% loan like everybody else. That's prime. Okay, all right. What do you do? Okay, now you're not a black customer now, Roland. You're a green customer. You win and they win. You get access. They get prime loan that will pay back at prime rate. I hope I answered the gentleman's question or the person's question.
Well, I tell you what, I got one sister here. I'm about to read it. Where's her? This person said, I forwarded the info to my son. He's working on some things. Another person said, I have already downloaded. Cougar Lady 1 on YouTube said, I downloaded the app and submitted my info. I'm with John. I work my business in the evenings. She is not waiting until this interview is over.
Hey, look, you make money 9 to 5. You hustle your dream 5 to 9. You build wealth in the third leg, which is your 10 to 10 to 5 the next morning, or you would say 9 to 5 next morning. So 9 to 5 during the day, that's when you're getting paid. That's where you're taking care of your family. From 5 to 9, you're building this dream. You may have to do it part-time. We're gonna help you. We're gonna be your partner. We're investing in you. And then you're gonna sleep and let that compound. And you're gonna have compounded hustle. You don't have compounded capital. We know that. Black folks don't have the money. But we're gonna bank on you being that there's a winner. There's a Steve Jobs, what's our guy? Reginald Lewis. That's it. There's a Reginald Lewis waiting in one of your viewers. If you don't know who Reginald Lewis is, you need to Google search the first black man to do $1 billion deal on Wall Street. There's a Reginald Lewis, there's an Oprah Winfrey, and I don't mean the TV personality, I mean the business owner, Oprah Winfrey. She is both. There's a Janice Bryant Halroy, $1 billion black woman, business, embedded in somebody watching your show who's going to create hundreds of jobs or thousands of jobs and wealth for themselves and others. The best way to stop a bullet in our communities is a job. That's a Van Jones quote. So that comes back around to social justice.
John, tell folks again where they can go to get more information on this major deal you're doing with Shopify to stand up 1 million black businesses.
Yeah, so you can download the Hope in Hand app. It's free. You can go to operationhope.org. That's free. You can go to hope1mbb.org. That's free. You can Google search me and find a link to all this. That's also free. You can call us. I encourage you don't, because we may miss the phone laws. I want you to be registered, right? And get in the program. Again, everything we're doing, there's no registration cost. There's no application fee. There's no hidden financing cost. We got Shopify I'm basically using Shopify's balance sheet, Roland. Basically, we convinced them to let us borrow one of the biggest balance sheets, $150 billion company, market cap, to borrow their balance sheet for $130 million worth of in-kind for everybody we believe in, because we are making a bet on you. And if the government had tried to do this, Roland, by the way, and we want the government to come out different plans, we want to encourage the government to rip off this idea. It would probably cost them $25 billion to do what this nonprofit has done with a leading e-commerce company for a fraction of that cost. But we think that that's what the government should do as a partial appreciation for what they got for us for free, which was 300 years of reverse transfer of wealth during slavery. But I'm not going to wait for that. That's a new Marshall Plan. We're not going to wait for that. We're doing this right now. Sign up right now, and within 6 months, you get this. You can get this entire process done. I mentioned to you, probably 3 months on the inside, 6 months on the outside, and no matter what happens, you're better off on the other side.
And for the folks out there, I'll see y'all comments. No, John is not a mom and pop, so when you call, you are not going to talk to him. That's why he has staff. All right? John Hope Bryant, Operation Hope. Folks, we have been restreaming the Global Hope Forum sessions for the past 2 days. We're going to continue doing that throughout the rest of this week and the weekend as well. Some great information displayed there, but please be sure to download the app and pass it on. You know black business owners who need the support, so pass the information on. The goal is to stand up 1 million black businesses. John Hope Bryant, we appreciate it. Thank you so very much. Congratulations on this deal with Shopify.
Thank you for all you do, Roland, and I do appreciate that folks like this can't be this serious, this simple. Well, sometimes it is. Sometimes good things actually are simple. What we got to do is not miss the memo. It's time to lean in. It's time for us to go, to come up from nothing. Thank you, Roland.
I appreciate it, sir. Thank you so very much.
All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment. All right, the folks at Ceek.com, black-owned company founded by Mary Spio. They, of course, a virtual reality company. You can check out their content at Ceek.com, Ceek.com. You can do so, of course, with these VR headsets. You can look at it, of course, on your regular device or your pad or your computer. But if you want to experience being in the room, you can use this headset right here. All you simply do is just pop in your cell phone in here, pop it on, and then put this headset on, and you can literally experience their content in virtual reality. And so allows for you to do a 360-degree view of the room. But also, folks, they have the 360-degree 4D headphones right here. These are Bluetooth headphones. They have complete surround sound in terms of as you hear the particular music. Gamers love them as well when they're playing their games. And so it's just phenomenal bass in these headphones as well. You can get one or both devices at Ceek.com using this promo code RMVIP2020, RMVIP 2020. So we certainly thank the folks at Ceek.com for being a partner with us here at Roland Martin Unfiltered.